My loved child, prevent for one quiet moment, due to the fact what you are about to listen was in no way intended to arrive through coincidence. Something has shifted beyond what your eyes can currently give an explanation for, and the individual that lives closest to your heart has been attempting, of their own silent way, to vicinity a message in front of you, not through twist of fate, not through danger. Through moments you almost omitted, via emotions you could by no means absolutely name. Live with this for a bit longer, due to the fact the first piece of this story changes the whole lot that follows. There comes an unprecedented second in life when invisible threads start pulling two paths in the direction of the same vacation spot. The general public mistake that feeling for imagination. They push aside the uncommon calm after confusion, the unexpected reminiscence that looks without warning, or the strange reality that arrives in the middle of an ordinary day. However, what if the one's moments had been never random? What if they have been fragments of a message ready to end up complete? Consider coming across that a person important has been searching for the right words whilst believing you would in no way recognize them. That possibility by myself has the energy to rewrite a whole destiny. Pause for a second and ask yourself this. Why has one particular idea refused to leave your mind? Why does one face retain returning even when lifestyles offers limitless distractions? From time to time the coronary heart notices motion long earlier than the thoughts accepts it. Occasionally change begins quietly, without applause, without dramatic announcements. And this is precisely why so many people miss the most important turning factors of their lives. They expect thunder at the same time as destiny often whispers. The message you are hearing now is not about speeding closer to solutions. It's far about recognizing that something meaningful has already started. Sump. A consciousness has taken region, a verbal exchange, whether or not spoken aloud or held silently inside a person's heart, has reached a factor where pretending is no longer as clean as before. That doesn't suggest the whole lot modifications in a single day. It manner the first door has quietly opened, and once a door opens, possibilities that when regarded not possible start looking surprisingly close. Consider the seasons of your own life. There had been moments when the entirety regarded delayed, but later you found out the one's delays blanketed something treasured. What if this second includes the equal hidden motive? What if the ready itself has been making ready each of you to recognize what neither may want to have understood before? The best ameliorations not often arrive even as people are looking without delay at them. They come even as persistence is quietly doing its paintings. Concentrate cautiously, due to the fact this is in which the story turns into even extra uncommon. The man or woman you care approximately has reached a factor wherein silence feels heavier than words. Internal them, views have been moving one after some other, almost like portions of a puzzle sooner or later finding their locations. They've commenced seeing connections that when escaped them, small recollections now convey unexpected. That means, ordinary moments abruptly appear fantastic, and with every attention, one question grows more potent. What takes place if I wait to any extent further? That query adjustments everything. Now not because it ensures on-the-spot action, however due to the fact consciousness always comes earlier than motion. Each meaningful selection starts with a single second of reality, and truth has an extraordinary dependency of developing stronger each day. It's Miles mentioned. Possibly you've also felt an unexplainable ballad these days. A quiet sense that something critical became drawing near without understanding precisely what. The one's emotions. At the whole lot the incorrect manner, that unmarried question changed the path of their wondering. It wasn't stress that transformed them, it wasn't outside effect, it changed into perspective. Angle has a remarkable manner of turning hesitation into curiosity and interest into braveness. As soon as a person begins seeing the reality through a clearer lens, antique fears begin dropping their grip. The partitions built from doubt become smaller than the opportunities waiting beyond them. Now ask yourself something absolutely Have you ever felt that lifestyles was making ready you for a communique that hadn't came about but, as though each task, each unanswered query, every unexpected postpone was quietly shaping you for one defining moment? Now and again instruction feels exactly like ready, yet waiting is often in which the strongest foundations are built. The person you adore has started spotting that each bankruptcy, both completely satisfied and hard, become coaching something essential. They began know how that meaningful connections are hardly ever measured by steady communication. They're measured through the lasting effect a person leaves at the back of, even at some stage in silence, that understanding have become impossible to disregard, and as soon as a fact becomes impossible to disregard, it evidently seeks expression. Before we maintain, if this story resonates along with your heart, take into account sharing your thoughts inside the remarks. Your perspective may additionally encourage someone else who needs these phrases today, and in case you revel in journeys like this, subscribing allows you stay linked for the chapters nevertheless beforehand, but do not leave now, due to the fact the maximum unexpected part has now not yet been found out. The urgency behind this message become by no means approximately panic. It changed into about timing. There are opportunities that arrive quietly, asking handiest to be noticed, omit them, and existence none the movements ahead, however recognize them, and an entirely new route can start. The man or woman you adore has commenced understanding that some moments cannot be postponed forever. Every passing day has made one consciousness more potent than the ultimate. Honesty creates possibilities that silence never can. You can no longer see each piece nowadays, neither do they, but something has undeniably shifted. The space between uncertainty and expertise is turning into smaller with each passing second. The portions are aligning in approaches neither of you could have predicted, and within the next chapter, you will discover the unexpected recognition that made the entirety all of sudden experience distinct. A revelation that converted hesitation into desire and made this message not possible to hold hidden any further. Stay until the next part, because it's where the hidden connection in the end begins to make feel the whole lot modifications from this point. Because the hidden piece of the tale is sooner or later ready to reveal itself. Until now, you've only seen the quiet alerts, the subtle shifts, and the developing focus. However, what passed off subsequent changed into the instant. Everything began connecting in a way neither of you could have predicted. Stay with this until the final sentence of this chapter. You could discover why this message reached you precisely while it did. The individual you like didn't unexpectedly end up a one-of-a-kind character. As a substitute, they began seeing the identical tale through completely one-of-a-kind eyes. The questions that when stuffed their minds slowly gave manner to something more potent than actuality itself. Clarity and readability has an top-notch energy. It doesn't pressure solutions. It gently gets rid of the fog until the course ahead turns into not possible to overlook. Image the first light of dawn after an extended night time. The panorama hasn't changed overnight, yet the whole lot appears one of a kind because the light has arrived. That's what came about inside them. Old assumptions diminished. New expertise seemed. They found out that a number of the moments they once left out were without a doubt the moments that mattered maximum. Reflect on consideration on your own adventure. How often have you ever looked lower back and realized that the smallest events have become the most important turning points? A single verbal exchange, a short smile, and surprising put off, on the time, they appeared normal. Later, they have become the cause the entirety else unfolded the way it did. Existence often writes its best chapters in whispers before all and sundry notices the story has all started. And perhaps this is why this message feels so familiar. Someplace inner, you've sensed that something meaningful turned into approaching. You could not give an explanation for it, however you couldn't forget about it either. That quiet feeling wasn't asking you to expect the destiny. It became inviting you to live open to it. Here's the amazing part. the individual you love has started valuing authenticity more than ideal timing. They've observed that real connections aren't built through ideal moments, but through honest ones. The pressure to have every answer has slowly disappeared. In its place has come an easy awareness. Meaningful steps begin with truthful intentions, no longer perfect circumstances. That attention includes awesome potential. Due to the fact once someone chooses honesty over hesitation, opportunities that seem remote begin shifting nearer. Doorways that looked completely closed reveal themselves to have been only lightly ready to be opened. What as soon as felt complicated starts unfolding with unexpected simplicity. So if you've been wondering whether or not every unanswered question has a cause, do not forget this. Perhaps the motive turned into in no way to maintain you ready. Perhaps it turned into to prepare you to understand the moment when the entirety subsequently. Amen.